Hey guys, so welcome back. Today we are going to be learning how to make a crochet granny square. So I'm going to be teaching you how to do this granny square. I've done a video on all of the basics on how to make a chain, how to make a slip knot, and all of the basic stuff on how you need to hold your yarn and everything else in this video. So you can watch that if you need to learn the basics, but if you're ready to make a granny square, you've come to the right video. So let's get started. So I'm gonna first make a slip knot. I'm just doing it fast, but you can do it slowly. You can pause the video and do it. So let's chain 4 first. We're gonna yarn over and pull through 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we're going to go into the first chain and we're gonna make a slip stitch. So let's first find the 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm gonna go into the first chain. It's a little bit tricky, but you get the hang of it as you keep going. So let's put it in just like, oh sorry, it's a little hard to get through. There you go. Now we're gonna go pull through. Now we're not gonna yarn over again, we're just gonna directly pull through again. Got it. So you can re-watch that. So now we're gonna yarn over, chain 1. Now we're gonna chain 5 more. So that's a total of 6 stitches after doing the slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's a total of 6 stitches. Now we're gonna yarn over and we're gonna do a double stitch. So let's go into so if you can see, there's a gap in the middle. So we're going into that and we're gonna do a double crochet. So a double crochet is yarn over, go into the loop, yarn over again, pull through. You should have 3 loops. Now pull through 2 and pull through 2. So that's 1 double crochet. We're gonna do 2 more. That'll be a total of 3. So that's going to be a total of 3 stitches. So 3 stitches is also known as a cluster. So you can call it a cluster, and that's what I'll be naming it as we go through the video. So now we're gonna do 2 more. So I know it's a little bit tricky, but you'll get the hang of it as you keep going. And yarn over, go into the loop, pull through, yarn over, and yarn, pull through. So we have a total of 3 double crochets. So that means it's a cluster. So we're done with 1 cluster. Now we're gonna chain 3. So yarn over, through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. So that's 3. Now after 3, we have we're gonna do another cluster. So let's do that over there. Okay. Okay, so now we have finished another cluster. So the pattern is going to be a cluster, and then the chain 3 that we did was to create a corner. Then we did another cluster, and we're gonna do another corner. So that's gonna be 3 chains. So let's do that. 1, 2, and 3. So now we've done chain 3, so we're gonna do another cluster. So that's another cluster. Then we're gonna chain 3 again. 2 and 3. And then we're going to create one last cluster. Okay, so one thing that you need to remember is that when we're finishing up the thing, we're not going to actually be doing 3 double crochets, and we're gonna be doing 2. So for the last one over here, we're gonna do only 2 double crochets instead of 3. So let's hold on with that, and we're done. So we have done chain 6, a double crochet, and then 2 more. That creates a cluster. And we chain 3, then a cluster, chain 3, cluster, chain 3, and 2 double crochet. Now we're gonna go and count the 3rd chain that we did. So if you can see over here, we have done 1, 2, and 3. So we're gonna go into that. No need to yarn over, just go in directly into the 3rd chain that we did. It's tricky, but you'll be able to get into it. Then we're going to just yarn over, pull through, and then pull through. Now we're done with the first row of our granny square. But just for, usually what I do is I'll go through the loop here to yarn over and slip stitch, so that I have made sure that this row is done. So you have all 4 corners done. Now we're gonna move on to the next row. So for the next row, we're gonna have to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So chain 6. Now we're going to we're gonna yarn over, and we're gonna create a cluster here. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, so we're done with 3. This is how it should be looking. So the pattern will be, as you can see, it's 3 here, right? So we're gonna do 3, chain 1, 3, and then chain 3, and then we're gonna do 3 again as a cluster. So let me show you. So let's do it, and you'll know as I go. So we're gonna chain 1. Now we're gonna do a cluster here, and don't forget to chain 1, or else it will be a little bit uneven. So we're done 3 over here. Now we're just gonna 1, 2, and 3. So as you can see, I have chained 1 after the cluster. I've done a cluster over here. Then I have chained 3 to make our corner. So now we have chained 3. So we're going to make another cluster into the same hole. So actually, a name for this hole is space. So you can call it as a space, so that it makes more sense, because it's a teeny tiny space for the loops. So I've done 2 clusters over here, and you can see that it has made our corner. Now we're gonna repeat that across. So the pattern for this is chain 1, and then we're gonna do a cluster, chain 3, cluster, chain 1, then cluster, chain 3, cluster, chain 1, and then you can come back and I'll tell you what you have to do next. So now we have done our pattern. So I'll just explain the pattern real quick. So we have done chain 6, cluster, chain 1, cluster, chain 3, cluster, chain 1, cluster, chain 3, and then cluster, and chain 1, and then cluster, and then chain 3, and then cluster. So now I've chained 1, and we are going to go into this space and do 2 double crochets. So now that we're done with 2 double crochets, we're gonna look for the 3rd chain, 1, 2, 3. So go into that third chain, yarn over, and slip stitch. And now we're done with our square. We have all 4 corners. Now let me just close up the row by doing the slip stitch, and we're done. Now we're gonna do one last row, and that's how a basic granny square looks like, but you can make it at any size you want. It's up to your needs, because if you need to make say pillowcase, you need to make a lot bigger one, like 10 rows or something. But for this one, it's only gonna be 3 rows. So we've done 1, 2, do one more, which is the third round. So we're gonna chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're gonna go into this. Sorry. So we've done 1. So we're gonna make a cluster here, like we did earlier. So let's we've done a cluster, and we're gonna chain 1. And we're gonna go into this space and make 1 cluster. Sorry, yeah. So here it's we've done chain 6, 1 cluster in this space, chain 1, and another cluster. Now we're gonna chain 1 again, and we're gonna go into this space and make a cluster. Sorry. Okay, sorry. So we've done 3 clusters in total now. Now we're gonna finish up our corner by doing our usual, which is chain 3 and another cluster. So let me just finish and work that out. Okay, so I'm done with that. I have finished the corner. So let me explain the pattern that we did here. So that was a cluster, chain 1, cluster, chain 1, cluster, chain 3, cluster. Then that's how we're gonna work this out. Now we're gonna chain 1, cluster, then finish up our corner, chain 1, cluster, finish up our corner, chain 1, cluster. Then I'll meet you and let you know what you have to do. If you want to watch the behind the scenes, you can, or you can just fast forward. pattern. The last thing we're gonna do is this part. So right now I've done a cluster and chain 1. So after this, we're going to yarn over and make 2 clusters into the space, the corner space that we have here. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So we have done our 2 double crochets. Now we're just going to slip stitch into the 3rd chain that we made. And then stitch. And yeah, we're done with our granny square. Okay, so the last thing we're gonna do in this video is finishing off this granny square. So what I usually like to do is I'm gonna first pull it tight against the hook. And I usually have scissors. Right now I'm using a blade, but if you're using a blade, please do it under adult supervision if you're a child. And please do not use a blade, because it might hurt you, you might cut yourself, and we do not really want that. So I'm gonna cut a little bit extra off, so let me do that first. Okay, so now I've cut the working yarn off. I've left this much for my thing. If you're using scissors or a blade, whatever tool you're using, if you're a child, please do this under adult supervision. But I did the cutting, and now all I usually just do is pull. As you can see, my hook is still in the loop, so all I have to do is just pull off and it'll come. Now just pull the tag and it's secure. So now we have our granny square. I'll just remove this extra. And by the way, before cutting, please remember that you shouldn't cut too close, like cut somewhere here. So I'm gonna do that. And yeah, I'm done. So hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope that it was helpful for you. But just if you have some time, I would really like to show you some things that I've used granny squares for. So if you can just wait for a minute, I'll show you those. So I have made some very nice mats and some bags, so I'll just show them to you. So I'll be right back. Okay, so firstly, I have made some, I'm just showing you this as a bigger example of a granny square that I've made. This is a total of 5 rows. So this is how big it looks compared to the granny square that we just made. So that's just an example. Then these are all just some granny squares that I have made. I have made a ton, but these are just some examples for you to know. And you can see that they're all different like types of textures of yarn. This is a more softer version. This is actually medium size compared to these two. This is big, this is smaller, and this is even more smaller. So these are all granny squares. And then I've made a solid granny square, which is basically all in rows of lines. So it's just 3 rows, but this is how it looks. So that's a solid granny square. And I've even made a video of showing this, but it's a bag that I made by just sewing 4 granny squares. If you want a tutorial on this, I can make it for you, but I need to know whether you guys actually need. Okay, so just let me know if you need a tutorial on this, and I'll make one for you guys. So another granny square, another one, and these are even more examples of granny squares that I made. This was actually my first granny square, and it actually turned out pretty well. This was made from mixed yarn, like the colors are blended into the same yarn, and it turned out pretty good. Then I've also made a single pouch, which is just 2 granny squares, which I can also make a tutorial for you guys. And finally, I mean, these were all made at different times, and I'm gonna first show you the second last one I made, then I'll show you the one that I made later, before that. So I'm going to keep these away because I don't have much space to keep the one that I'm going to show you guys. So the one that I made was this, which I haven't used for just too many things. I've used it for many of my stall presentations. Like, we get a table in class and we have to present stuff. It's kind of like a gallery walk thing, and I've like just kept it on my table and kept stuff on it and presented it, and I got many compliments on how I made it and stuff. But it's actually pretty easy if you try making it. And since you guys already know how to make a granny square, I thought it would be nice to make a tutorial for this so that you guys can also do something great and make actually bigger stuff than this, just using simple skills like how I did. So this I made a little later, taking inspiration from my first one, and this was actually an attempt to make for a pillow cover, but I ran out of the yarn, so I couldn't make two. It turns out you need a lot more yarn for pillow cases. So I made this one, but before this one was the main one, which I was super proud of, which took me 2 days, because I mean, you can't keep making something for a literally whole day. So I made this. It's so beautiful and so big. I was so shocked that I could actually make something like this. So this is how it looks.